An order of protection is a document issued by a court and signed by a judge to help protect you from harassment or abuse. There is no fee to get an order of protection, and it can last for up to 1 year and can be renewed. Once an order is issued, only a judge can change it. Upon your arrival, you will receive a packet that contains forms and information necessary to file a petition for an ex parte order of protection. The first page is titled Information about filing for an order of protection. It is important to carefully read this entire page before filing. It summarizes the importance of filling out all the forms, even if it seems repetitive. When you have completed reading the cover page, detach it from the packet and keep it for yourself. Turning the page, you see the Petition for Orders of Protection cover sheet. This sheet will help determine which court will hear your case. Check the box that applies to you. A respondent is the person from whom you are seeking the order of protection against. Check one of the boxes that describes your relationship to the person who hurt, stalked, or threatened you. Answer the questions that apply to the box that you have checked. If you are married and have filed for divorce, please bring a copy of the complaint for divorce with you to your court appearance. If you are divorced, please bring a copy of the final decree of divorce with you to your court appearance. If you are not married to the respondent but do have minor children together, you will need to bring the following items with you to court: the child or children's birth certificates. If child support is being paid, please bring a copy of the child support visitation order to court with you. If child support is not being paid and the respondent has been named the father of the child by court order or by voluntary acknowledgement of paternity papers, please bring a copy of those documents as they apply. You will notice to the right of each checkbox option, the court that will preside is listed and highlighted. For example, if you are married or divorced from the respondent, the case will be heard in circuit court. If you are not married to the respondent, the case will be heard in general sessions court. And if the respondent is under the age of 18, the case will be heard in juvenile court. Once you have completed this page, turn to the page entitled Statistical Intake Sheet for Order of Protection. Please take a few minutes to fill out all of this form beginning with your name, first, middle, and last. Next, fill in your date of birth, social security number, and home or cell phone number. Print your home address including the city, state, and zip code, as well as your full work number and address in the space provided. On line 6, give the name of a friend or relative that can get a message to you and that person's contact information. Beginning with line 7, print the name of the person you want an order of protection against, the respondent, including their name, first, middle, and last. Fill in the respondent's date of birth, social security number if you know it, home and or cell phone numbers. On line 9, print the person's address. Line 10, ask for the work number and address. Line 12, write whether or not you have previously been granted an order of protection against this particular person and give the date in which it was granted. If you need a translator for the court hearing, please note yes or no on line 13, and if yes, what language do you speak? Finally, sign and date the bottom of the sheet. Turning the page, the top of the form is titled Temporary Order of Protection or Ex Parte Order of Protection. As the person filling out the paperwork, you are called the petitioner. Print your full name, first, middle, and last on the line provided. If you believe in any way the person, the respondent, that you are getting the order of protection against is or could be a danger to your child or children, fill in this section now. Please print the child's name, date of birth, and the child's relationship to the respondent in the space provided. Make sure to include all the information that is requested. The next section of the form deals with the respondent. This is the person that you are getting the order of protection against. Please fill out this section completely. The Sheriff's Office is charged with serving the orders of protection, and the more identifying information you provide in this section, the easier it is for them to carry out the order. Print the respondent's name, first, middle, and last, and their date of birth on the first line. Include their address on the next line, then their place of employment and their employer's phone number below. Place check marks in the corresponding boxes, the respondent's sex, race, hair color, and eye color. List the person's height and weight and their Social Security if you know it. Also, include a detailed description of any scars or special features. Finally, list the respondent's phone number. In the next box, describe your relationship to the person who hurt, stalked, or threatened you. Check all the boxes that apply. Finally, make sure you notify law enforcement if the respondent has a weapon, even if they did not use the weapon against you during the event that caused you to file an order of protection. Do this by checking the box located next to the firearm. On pages 2 and 3, you do not need to write anything, but you need to make sure that everything or everyone you need to be protected from is checked off by the commissioner. If something has been left out, take your paperwork back to the commissioner and ask him or her to check the protections you need in order to be safe. The next portion of paperwork is called the petition. It will look very similar to what you have already filled out and is somewhat repetitive. The heading at the top of the page says, Petition for Order of Protection and Order for Hearing. If you do not speak English and will need someone to translate for you at your court hearing, please check the box and print the language that you use. Once again, as the person filling out the paperwork, you are called the petitioner. Print your full name, first, middle, and last, on the line provided. If you believe in any way the person, the respondent, that you are getting the order of protection against is or could be a danger to your child or children, fill in this section now. Please print the child's name, date of birth, and the child's relationship to the respondent in the space provided. Make sure to include all the information that is requested. The next section of the form deals with the respondent. This is the person that you are getting the order of protection against. Please fill out this section completely. The Sheriff's Office is charged with serving the orders of protection, and the more identifying information you provide in this section, the easier it is for them to carry out the order. Print the respondent's name, first, middle, and last, and their date of birth on the first line. Include their address on the next line, then their place of employment and their employer's phone number below. Place check marks in the corresponding boxes, the respondent's sex, race, hair color, and eye color. List the person's height and weight and their Social Security if you know it. Also, include a detailed description of any scars or special features. Finally, list the respondent's phone number. Once again, make sure you notify law enforcement if the respondent has a weapon, even if they did not use the weapon against you, in the event that caused you to file an order of protection by checking the box located next to the firearm. In the next section labeled number 1, describe your relationship to the person who hurt, stalked, or threatened you. Check all the boxes that apply. In the section labeled number 2, list all of the children you have that are under the age of 18. Print the child's name, date of birth, state where the respondent is a parent of the child, state whether or not the child needs protection from the respondent, and add the child's address. For section number 3, list all the addresses where the child or children lived during the 6 months and with whom they lived with at the address. Moving down the form to section number 4, identify any or all court cases in Tennessee or any other state in which you are currently involved with your children and the respondent or any other person who has custody rights. Include the county and state where the court is located and the case number if you have the information in the space provided. Check the box that describes the kind of case. Check all that apply. If anyone other than you, the petitioner, or the other parent, the respondent, has custody or visitation rights to your children, list their names and address in the space provided in section number 5. In section number 6, begin with the most recent incident of abuse, threat, or stalking. Provide a detailed account of what happened, the date the incident occurred, how it made you feel, and what type of weapon, if any, was used. For example, he or she hit me in the face with his or her fist. Or, I have seen my ex driving by my house, work, etc. on the following dates at this time. Make sure to state where the abuse, threat, or stalking occurred. It must have taken place in Davidson County to continue this process. If it occurred in another county, you will need to file your petition with that county's court. After describing the event in which you are seeking the order of protection, inform the court of any past abusive behavior. Again, be as detailed as possible in describing the event or events and include the date the event or events took place. Continuing on the next page, make sure to check the box next to any of the following numbered sections you feel necessary to be safe. Checking the box, section number 7, labeled No Contact Requests, the court to order the respondent not to contact you, either directly or indirectly, by phone, email, mail, text messaging, or any other type of communication or contact. You can also have this order extended to cover your under 18 child or children. If you live with a person who hurt or threatened you, please mark all the boxes in section number 8. Section number 9, Personal Conduct. Place a check in the box if you wish the petition to order the respondent not to cause intentional damage to your property or interfere with utilities in your home. Make sure you call all of your utility companies and request that your accounts be password protected. This will ensure that the person who threatened, hurt, or stalked you will not be able to shut off or change your services. Also, make sure to check the second box if you have pets to extend the order of protection to include them. Section number 10 deals with child custody. By checking this box, you are asking to the court to give you full custody of your children. If you want child support, check the box in section number 11. You will also need to fill out and attach an affidavit of need of support at this time. The affidavit will look similar to this document. If you are married to your abuser and will need spousal support, check the box in section number 12. If you live with a person who has threatened or hurt you, check all the boxes that apply in section number 13. By checking this box, the court will order the respondent to either move out of the family home immediately or provide you with suitable housing. Be sure to carefully read and check the other boxes if they apply. If you would like the judge to send the person who threatened, hurt, or stalked you to counseling for abuse, check the box in section number 14. In section number 15, list all the firearms the person who threatened, hurt, or stalked you owns. Print them on the line provided, even if they were not used this time to harm you. If you have a pet that you share with the person who threatened, hurt, or stalked you that you want the judge to give you possession of, check the box in section number 16. In section number 18, if there is anything else you want the court to do to help keep you safe, write it here and check the box. Below section number 18, carefully read the statement that begins, I also ask the court to. You will then sign on the signature below. However, you need to do that in front of a notary, clerk, or judicial officer and swear that you believe all the information is true. The rest of this form is filled out by the court. This form is given to a night court commissioner to read over and decide whether or not to issue an ex parte. This means temporary order of protection. If an ex parte is not issued, a show cause or fiat should be given to you with a court date so a judge can decide about your order. The paperwork is then given to the sheriff's office to be served on the respondent. They will notify you when the respondent has been served. The Sheriff's Office can be reached at 862-8174. The orders are usually served very quickly, and court will be within 15 days. They will notify you when it is served. They will also tell you the date, time, and location of court. It will be General Sessions Court or Circuit Court. An order of protection is civil, so if your abuser was also arrested, you will probably have 2 different court dates to attend. If you have questions about your criminal case, call the District Attorney's Office at 862-5500 or call the Gene Crow Victim Advocacy Center at 862-4767 or 4SOS. An advocate at the center can help you prepare for court and answer any questions you have about the process. If you need more information about your court date, you can call the Sessions Court Clerk at 862-5195 or the Circuit Court Clerk at 862-5181.